So we are in the middle of Fairchild Farm's mango grove. And Nat has just told me that this collection of mango varieties is the largest one in the world. And I didn't realize that, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure you have a ton of varieties that I've never heard of. But the thing that, I'm interested in is these, oops, I'm sorry, sweetheart. These trees, of course, you're pruning them all the time, but these were planted about how long ago?
About 15 to 20 years ago.
15 to 20 years. They have taken this used to be avocados, right? In this area, and converted it, and it looks like it's been here very well taken care of for a while. But the thing that I was just thinking about, it was, I've been familiar with Fairchild Tropical Gardens for a long time, known a few people that were longtime employees there, and just a great resource for the community. They've really done a lot of things. But when I first became involved with them, it was a palm place. And then they sort of jumped in with both feet to tropical fruit, which is great because, you can't eat palms and have them survive anyway. So, the mangoes, of course, is the main thing that I think they were focusing on, but there's other tropical fruit too. So, you're here for 16 months, and you've been working for Fairchild a lot longer than that. So, you've seen a lot of the changes over the years. But, the thing that I was wondering about is how do you go from zero? Basically, I've got a little spider web hanging down there. There we go. Okay, how do you go from zero fruit trees, I guess in the 1980s, around 1980 it was, and to having the largest collection in the world? And I know that at the time that I was a member at Fairchild, I live a long way away, so that membership didn't last for long, but they had just started a collection over there near some buildings, I think the Montgomery part of the garden. They only had 80 varieties at that time, and so you have more than 400 here. And so
I'd love to show you some of my favorites.
But so you've got all the ones from Fairchild. So those are in two different places, and then I'm assuming you've got some varieties from other places. Have people brought you varieties, or did you get them from Trek and Chapman Field, or that kind of? Or were there teams from Fairchild that went out and explored different areas and brought them back?
Yeah,
all of
right on all of the above.
Okay.
Yes, the tropical fruit program is collected around the world, not just mangoes, but a lot of the other fruit trees that we have here. And some of the stuff was collected locally in South Florida, from the USDA and from Trek.
You've got USDA, you've got Rare Fruit Council, active in different mango varieties.
Yeah, and the Rare Fruit Council has been a part of this for quite some time. It's been a
member of Rare Fruit Council.
Yeah, it's been a good partnership. And of course, Bill and Angie Whitman were
big supporters of
the garden and tropical fruit, and great stuff.
Oh, great. So you have varieties, as I said, that I have never seen and probably never heard of. So I was hoping that you could show us sort of your favorite ones.
Yeah. My number 5, I believe.
Oh, everyone goes to number 4.
Yeah. So what's? Do you know anything about the number 5?
No. Nope.
It came after number 4. That we know.
There's There's also
It looks very productive. So
there's several different coconut creams here too.
Oh.
This is this might be the blue mango. Which one is this? No, odorata.
So odorata is a relative of the regular mango.
The rosy gold loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you have a lot of fruit on this.
We have a lot of rosy gold too.
Oh, right here, is this right?
I have at least 20 trees.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So what's
It
going
was
to
a
happen?
curator's choice.
Yeah, I remember. What was the, what do you do with the off-season mangoes? Does it magically appear on your Fairchild webpage for online sales, or does it magically appear?
Hopefully we can pull it off.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'll just be for sale at the garden. But yeah, I think next week I might be. These ones aren't as far along as the ones that are a little further north and seem to get more light and more air. But yeah, I'm not very fond of the fruit either.
No, you know, this is one of the mangoes that Dr. Campbell and Fairchild made famous. Cogsall's another one. The Fairchild. There's a bunch of mangoes that were kind of forgotten mangoes that they really brought back and popularized.
Yeah, and
This is a ruby or a Julie.
It looks like Julie the shape.
I think it might
That's a
be.
Julie.
No, fair ruby.
Yeah, it's Fairchild Ruby. That's the Super Julie.
No, but
Is it?
no, it's not. This is different. Super Julie is Fairchild. Fairchild Ruby is Super Julie.
Yeah.
Fair Ruby
Oh, okay.
is supposedly something different.
I thought you were just like couldn't say that extra syllable with Fairchild.
No. Apparently this is a different. It does look like a Super Julie, but I remember when I looked it up on, I think on Salazar's site or something, it said that it was distinctly different. I think Richard told me it was too.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the same shape, but it definitely is more colorful than most Julies.
Yeah.
It's plumper than my Julies at this stage, and so that would be a difference also, as long as my memory is serving me well.
Yeah.
It's one of the not very productive.
Yeah.
It's a landscape plant.
Yeah, and I pruned it a little bit. I could have pruned it more. Yeah, but it almost looks like another Megathera. It's not. Sometimes I wonder if there's different root stock on some of these indicas. Oh, I didn't realize I was.
I'm not sure how much we lost there, but we can just continue on.
Yeah. That's a Angie. And they just often look kind of chlorotic, but they seem to fruit really well.
So Malika.
Malika. And some of the trees did well this year, some
Yeah.
of them not so much.
Yeah, I had the same thing with the bloom, but not much fruit in certain areas of the tree, sort of branch by branch.
Cogshaw. I think these are beautiful trees.
Yeah, it's one of the prettiest growing mango trees there is. It's and pretty fruit too. It's a nice one.
I don't think they're the tastiest fruit, and they don't seem to. Don't they bruise really well, or bruise quite a lot?
Yeah, there's no fiber in them, so if they drop when they're ripe, then it's going to be a little bit bruised, but not like carry or something like that. But yeah, looks good.
Beautiful trees. And that's not looking too bad this year, right?
No.
Way better than last year, right?
Well,
I mean, the fruit looked better than last year. Last year, it had a fair amount of fruit, but they didn't do too well.
So are you trimming this back one side at a time?
No. So here's a good example of what I've done. This tree doesn't produce anything, and we have this beautiful Julie here. I pruned this back hard to give it some light. And the fruit looked good, and they're probably benefiting from it.
Yeah.
And this tree has more flowers that haven't even bloomed yet.
I know, isn't that odd?
Late flowers, I saw.
Yeah, we have quite a few trees with late flowers.
Oh, yeah.
That's a kit? Yeah, I guess so. Certainly has the growth habit.
Favorite Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer's a nice late variety.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Palmer.
It's
Late.
colorful.
Gene Ellen. These are good.
This here.
Gene Ellen, I think.
Oh yeah, that's one of Dr. Campbell's collections.
I think it's named after a family member too, probably.
Yeah.
Gene Ellen.
Yeah, there's Gene Ellen and Joe Ellen, right?
Yeah, the Joe Ellen I don't think is that good.
Joe Ellen is an old cultivar,
Yeah.
though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Oh, yeah. So, Gene Ellen, what's the fruit like?
It's good. Yeah, it's sweet.
Sweet and fiberless?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a variety that's commonly available, that's for sure.
It looks familiar though, right? Like there's other related, like newer cultivars. Size of the fruit.
It almost has a little resemblance of the Namdok vine.
Definitely an Indo-Chinese looking
Yeah.
mango to me.
Yeah.
So we cut through here, we have that other Mangifera.
Watch out for the crabs, buddy.
Lawijiwa, I think, right? Let's see. No, Rupeopletia. That's what it is. These are actually good.
I assume that the fruit don't get that big? Is that...
No, this is the size they get. They turn yellow and they're quite good. They're sweet. They're fiber.
That my Venus grows is sort of straight up, but this one is the fruit pulled down that branch and
Yeah.
got quite a bit of...
So last year, exactly, I only had fruit up there on top, and now this year I have some fruit. Now what I'll probably do is I'll probably get nylon webbing and tie this up a little bit, to keep it off the ground.
Yeah, I imagine it's
Yeah.
hard to keep up with all the trees here.
This is interesting. This was a really nice cultivar. Well, it is a nice cultivar. Yeah. Zambica, I believe the name, and it was overloaded with fruit last year, and no fruit this year.
Yeah.
Too bad.
So where's Zambica from, do you know?
I don't. I'm going to guess it was collected in Africa. There is a collection. No, Ambica.
There's a collection.
Ambica.
Yeah.
There is an African collection. There's an Israeli collection. An American collection.
Ambica's got a pretty nice dwarf habit though.
Yeah.
Desirable
It's
fruit.
really odd that there's just no fruit this year, except for
So it had a huge crop last year,
Huge crop.
and so it's
Yeah.
resting this year probably.
Yeah.
Alternate.
Yeah.
we have some green branches on the ground just from doing a bit of mango season pruning.
That happens when I drive through the grove. Leave a trail of branches.
No, I just drive through with a chainsaw on.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing mostly everything with an electric chainsaw now. A small steel. I
Yeah.
find
With
it
a
easy.
pole. Or
There is one with a pole, an electric steel with a pole. It's incredible. It's very light. Fruit cocktail.
Mango that doesn't bruise easily.
Fruit cocktail. Yeah, it's nice bushy growth habit, but
Walter Zill said
what do you think?
Last year it was loaded. And what do I think of the fruit?
Yeah.
basically
The first few ones you have are really good, and then you get tired of it and didn't really like the aftertaste maybe.
red mango.
Why? What do you think of it?
I haven't fruited it yet, so I
Really?
I haven't had it on my property for that long. Yeah.
These are one of the trees that were left in the other grove, and it is flowering again too.
Yeah, look up there, man. On the top.
All the fruit cocktails are. I don't know if anything's going to happen.
Something's going to happen up in here, though. We've got trees too close together.
Yeah. And this is probably one of those weird crosses. No, it's a Maha Chinook.
Yeah, that was my guess. That's a very skinny one, I guess.
Alfonso's. No fruit, of course.
So what is this tree here?
Here we have a couple coconut creams.
Ah.
Not a lot of fruit on them. So
Yeah,
if you want some coconut cream, you better reserve it.
Yeah, there'll be some disappointed folks here.
We have a few other trees.
Yeah, I
as well.
imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, this I'm seeing like 10 fruit so far on this, and it's a pretty
Yeah.
large tree. So, oh, it's 2 trees together. So yeah, not a great year.
I think with all the trees combined, there's maybe 80 fruit or something like that.
Oh my, yeah.
We'll see how many we have by the time it's ready.
Right over here is a mango tree that's loaded with fruit. What one is this?
That's our orange sherbet. It's the only producing orange sherbet we have right now. We've planted several more, and I'm hoping next year to maybe see some fruit on it, but
yeah, this has got quite a bit of fruit.
yeah, a lot more than it had last year, and last year it had a lot. They're clean fruit, and this is definitely the favorite cultivar. Everyone wants orange sherbet.
Yeah, it's in the sunlight it's productive and disease resistant, and so the tree, at least the ones that I've seen, are really pretty as far as the way they grow.
Yeah.
Some mangoes sort of sprawl,
Yeah.
and this variety is something that you could put outside of a window and
Absolutely.
look at.
It seems to stay small too, and if I'm not mistaken, it almost seems like the fruit are a little further along this year than they were last year. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that.
Yeah, it looks like
They're getting there.
you might have fruit in early June.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that'll be great. Looking forward to it.
Okay. So anyway, Nat, here we are at some 2 different mangoes here. Could you tell us a little bit about this collection here?
Here we had the Karen Michelle, which it might actually be my favorite cultivar. Not as much fruit on it this year as last year. We did sell Karen Michelle trees last year, and we sold out quite quickly.
People tasted the fruit and they had to have the tree.
Yeah, I think there was some of that.
Yeah,
and then next to it we have the Super Julie, or the Fairchild Ruby. And it looks like we're
2 names for the same tree.
Two names for the same
There's a lot
tree.
of trees that have the 2 different names, like for instance, Seacrest and Triple Sec. 2
Yes.
names for the same tree.
Yep.
So Super Julie and Fairchild Ruby. are
exactly,
the same one.
and it's a good year for that.
Yeah.
And we have several of these trees on the property, so we'll have a lot of those available.
So the Karen Michelle, that's one. I mean, I've had Super Julie growing
yeah.
on my grove. I've gotten fruit from it. Karen Michelle, I have planted, top worked it, and I haven't gotten fruit yet. So I would love it, if you could sort of describe the fruit, because you're saying it's like your
It's a
favorite
large
out of
fruit.
400 trees.
It's a large fruit. It's fiberless. It's juicy. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's not a classic kind of mango, like a Florida mango. Has a much more sublime flavor that I kind of like. I don't like to be overpowered with the mango flavor. I'm very fond of it.
So the fruit get quite large, right?
Yes, much larger than this. You get a lot of
There's
a lot of food out of one
once
fruit.
and feed the family with what's in
Yeah.
it.
So even though there's not a lot of fruit on the tree, you're going to get a lot of mango out of it anyway.
So you think it like maybe a 2-pound fruit?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm glad to hear about that variety, because I'm waiting to taste
Great.
some
Yeah.
from my trees.
I'll save you one.
Don't save it too long. Well, thanks for showing us some of the many varieties you have here. It's you really have a great looking mango grove, and I still can't believe you have more than 400 varieties. That is just amazing.
Yeah.